standstill. What we know so far tonight.
Plus, the search for the next CSU president is underway. But what do students want to see in Tony Frank's replacement?
And don't forget the munchies. Find out where you can get your Girl Scout cookies fix. Tonight on CTV.
The second train collision in 2 weeks shocked the city today. I'm Ryan Christ.
And I'm Marla Lundak. Ryan, you and I were at the health center today when the alerts went out about the train collision, so we were able to see people jumping over the stopped train to get to and from class, which CSU officials are not asking people to do because it isn't safe.
Yeah, that's right, Marla. We did see a lot of those people jumping on and off trains because they just had to get to class. The train is actually still stopped on the tracks, just like when we visited earlier. Unfortunately, the reason it's taking so long to get the train moving along is because a person was struck and killed on the tracks. We can confirm it was an adult and they were not in a car when the collision happened.
The incident happened just before 3 in the afternoon on Mason and Mulberry Street, blocking all traffic east and westbound from Mulberry to Prospect. No more information is available right now, but you can stay updated on the Collegian website. In CSU news, the Hughes Stadium property was officially sold today to Lenner Corporation, the first housing development company to partner with the tech giant Amazon. Last year, Lenner announced that all of its new homes will include built-in Wi-Fi, smart locks, doorbells, thermostats, and lights, all controlled by Alexa, the voice-activated electronic home assistant. The announcement of the property sale was made today at the Board of Governors meeting in Pueblo. Under the purchase and sale agreement, Lenner will buy 161 acres of property on the western edge of Fort Collins for $10 million, but that could be subject to change. For more information about the sale, you can visit collegian.com.
It's scarce and overvalued. That's what the independent economic think tank called the Fort Collins housing market. While some CSU students might not find that surprising, it did have an impact on the Milken Institution's rankings of Fort Collins. Last year, the city was ranked the 5th best city in the U.S. This year, it's number 9. Other factors play into the city's ranking, including jobs, wages, and industrial growth, as well as heavy emphasis on the growing tech industry.
Tony Frank is moving on and moving up, so the search for the new CSU president underway. Everyone has an opinion on who should lead the school. Reporter Janae Hancock found out what some students are thinking about the upcoming change.
On September 30th, President Tony Frank announced that he would be stepping down as president to become full-time chancellor. Since his announcement, curiosity has grown on campus. Who will be our next president?
Any new president is going to bring their new ideas and new opinions, but I think it could be interesting having someone who identifies as female as the president.
I think that'd just be a completely different perspective because, you know, we've had men the whole time.
Since 1870, CSU has had all-male presidents, and many students believe it's a woman's turn to lead.
It surprised me actually because I had women presidents in China in middle school, and I'm pretty surprised that in CSU, in the history of this university, we don't have a women president right now.
I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed because it is time.
The Collegian thinks it is time the university begins to acknowledge the many capable and qualified women to fill this leadership role. Making our university benefit from diversity and difference in perspective, a female leader would offer.
I would definitely tell her I'm proud of you, and if there were any advice that I could give, I think it would be that women and men should have like an open door policy for students.
I just really hope that she cares about like all 33,000 of us, including like online students, part-time students, international students, everyone.
Not to let any like negative assumptions of her get in the way of how she runs this university.
CSU is a community that is committed to representation and equality. Therefore, in today's age, we need change. This is Janae Hancock reporting with CTV.
Thanks, Janae. It'll be interesting to see who's hired for the job.
A day dedicated to Charles Darwin? What do you think? Well, the Associated Students of CSU were split in last night's Senate's session when the idea was brought up. Ren Wadsworth tells us more.
The Senate chamber bustled with its regular excitement, and murmurs could be heard regarding what this meeting would involve. Chief of Staff Zach Weishampaian began by proposing a bill to create an account for Deputy Director of Graduate Affairs. This would stop spending from being taken from the presidential discretionary accounts and would make tracking spending easier and more open to the public. The funding pool for this account takes $5,000 from traditions and programming from the homecoming money allotted from the previous year. Additionally, all the members ratified at this particular meeting were all female members of ASCSU. The chamber took a controversial turn as Senator Connor Cheadle proposed to make Darwin Day a recognized holiday at CSU. The purpose of the event was to recognize Darwin's contribution to science and biology. And Associate Pinto asked if there could be any possible negative implications with passing Darwin Day, and this opened the floodgates in the chamber, resulting in 2 10-minute extensions and a split between the Senate. Some believe that both the results of social Darwinism and some of Darwin's personal beliefs could cause a hostile, uninviting environment for students at CSU. And others argued that Darwin's accomplishments and the progress we made were reason enough to celebrate him and his work. However, everyone in the chamber agreed that this event was put forward with the best intentions, and that students at CSU should be the main concern.
As a society, we're always trying to move forward. So if we're going to give a day to someone, let's give it to someone who represents what we want to become, not what we were.
Tune in next week for all your ASCSU news.
Please leave the room during that time.
Ren Wadsworth, CTV, Channel 11.
Thanks, Ren. Well, Rams, we want to know what you think of creating a Darwin Day at CSU, so tweet us at CTV11 with your thoughts. More news about the upcoming Lantern Festival and presidential elections will be discussed in future Senate meetings.
Reclamation. What does it mean? Well, to CSU's Black and African American Cultural Center, it means the process of claiming something back or reasserting a right. That's the theme for this year's Black History Month. The Black and African American Cultural Center, located in the Laurie Student Center, is honoring the month of February by hosting a wide variety of events and guests open to all students to celebrate the importance of Black history.
I think I'm most excited about the Black and series because there's so much more than just being Black. Like, yes, I'm a Black man, but also like there's more to me. Like, I'm an artist, I'm a singer. And then like today we have an event called Black and STEM. And so like people who are part of science, technology, engineering, and like what does that mean to be Black and be in that space? And how do you navigate?
Other events include the hair show celebrating Black hair and beauty, the hip-hop step show, and keynote speakers including CSU alumni Simone Ross. Outside of Black History Month, the back office also has mentors for new and incoming Rams as a way to welcome them and get them involved on campus.
Because of it, I've grown so much. I feel like without it, I wouldn't have been as social. I wouldn't have been a part of so many things, a part of CSU without them.
The back office reminds students that Black History Month is a time for everyone to educate and celebrate.
Black history is for everybody, you know, it's educational. I say everyone get involved. It doesn't matter what you look like. Come learn, see what's going on so you yourself can be more educated about Black issues.
For more information about events hosted by the back office, you can visit baacc.colostate.edu.
This restaurant is growing like weed, literally. Chiba Hut, the Forcons marijuana-themed sandwich shop, is going through a big expansion period by adding 200 storefronts by 2025. The next store will be opening in Las Vegas later this month, and 3 more stores are set to open in Colorado by the end of the year. As of right now, they have franchising agreements in Atlanta, Austin, Riverside, California, and Maui. Owner Scott Jennings says that as a part of the expansion, they have purchased a building on North College as a new corporate headquarters. With more and more states moving towards legalizing marijuana, General Manager Owen McCarthy thinks the stigma around marijuana-themed stores is changing.
Aren't like, you know, only stoners work there, only stoners go there to eat. We do have very, very broad clientele. Once first-timers actually come in and give Chiba Hut a chance, they'll realize that, no, we have really, really good sandwiches.
Fever, chills, aching muscles, these are just a few of the horrible, no good, very bad symptoms of the flu, which is back and out to get us all. Local public health officials are saying that there have already been cases reported at CSU this year. The best way to prevent getting flu shots before the first round of exams is by getting your flu shot on the second floor of the CSU Health Center. As of this morning, there are 195 flu shots left, and you can walk in with no appointment and potentially no out-of-pocket cost, depending on your health insurance. I got mine today, so there's actually only 194 left.
I'm glad you got your flu shot, Marlo, because as we know, the height of flu season is just around the corner.
That's right.
The flu is the most common during the cold winter months, and today was super cold. According to the National Weather Service, the day started below 0 degrees. In fact, a sprinkler actually broke in the Parmley dorm, causing a temporary evacuation. But besides broken sprinklers, there's other dangers this cold weather can pose. We're going to throw it over to Sydney Wicker in the Weather Center for more on this right now. Sydney?
Ryan, that's too bad to hear about that pipe bursting, but as you both know, the flu is spreading like crazy, and so are all kinds of viruses. With it being so cold outside, viruses and bacteria are making their way to the lungs, making you extremely susceptible to pneumonia and other deadly viruses. About 1 million people in the U.S. get diagnosed with pneumonia each year. A few things that you might want to look over to check off your list to stay nice and safe this winter season is to wear a jacket and hat and gloves at all times. Be sure to wash your hands with warm water, cover your mouth when coughing, and be sure to engage in immune-boosting activities such as drinking your vitamin C. Try to stay inside and stay safe because when the weather drops as bad as it did this morning, you could easily get frostbite. 0 degrees is enough for it to nip you. But with the wind chills the way that they currently are, you don't want to risk it. I'll be bringing you more weather updates about the current conditions and what your weekend forecast has in store. Back to you two.
Thanks, Sydney. It certainly was cold this morning. If you're one of those super active kids who likes to go outside in the cold, you might want to avoid hiking this week. Larimer County closed access to Horsetooth Mountain and some trails at Laurie State Park because of recent mountain lion sightings. In fact, a man killed a mountain lion after it attacked him on the West Ridge Trail on Monday. Recently, Colorado Parks and Wildfire officials and park rangers have seen more activity from mountain lions than is typical. So to avoid any more instances, CPW said Horsetooth Mountains will stay closed until at least Friday.
I know I won't be hiking anytime soon,
Seriously?
and it's too cold.
I know, I don't think there'd be a reason to go out. Like Sydney said, you know, when it gets this cold, the frostbite chance, it's a strong chance for it to get you. So why would you even try going out?
Yeah, frostbite mixed with mountain lions, not my jam.
Not a good combo, that's for sure. Well, Rams, up next, Sydney is going to tell us when we'll be seeing warmer temperatures and how to stay warm until then.
Don't go anywhere, especially not hiking, at least until officials say it's safe again.